Some very important news stories with firstly, Tigray Defense Force has withdrawn from all Afar towns. It has been confirmed. We have confirmed from the ground. Gata Chorada has also confirmed this withdrawal, talking to Reuters. Question is, what did TDF achieve out of this operation launched against Afar region? And did TDF achieve its military objectives in Afar? What will happen now? Will TDF withdraw from other areas as well, like Wag Himra? What will be TDF's strategy about Western Tigray? What will Afars do? Now, when TDF is out of Afar, will Afars now try to enter Tigray? Several questions. We'll try to find answers. But I have been saying for the past 3 months that ultimately TDF will have to withdraw from the Afar region. I was criticized by some viewers. They said, Sajid, you are supporting Ethiopian government. You don't know what's happening on the ground. Now you see that TDF has withdrawn from all towns in Afar. My analysis was done objectively. And that is why I've been trying to update you that gradually TDF will have to withdraw. Well, we'll try to analyze the outcome of this operation. Did TDF achieve its objectives? Secondly, Oromo Liberation Army spokesperson just 30 minutes ago made some claims, 3 very important claims. We know that a military campaign against OLA has been underway for the last 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks. Now, OLA is making some claims. We'll try to analyze the claims made by OLA spokesperson. Firstly, viewers, it was the end of January, last week of January this year, when Tigray government announced a military offensive on Afar region. Tigray government said back then that Afar militias backed by Eritrean army were involved in cross-border attacks in Tigray. And Eritrea was raising a force by the name of Red Sea Force against Tigray. And it was essential for Tigray's survival to push back these attackers from Tigray Afar border areas. TDF entered Afar. ENDF did not participate in fighting on this front. We don't have any confirmation about the presence of Eritrean forces on this front, though Tigray has been saying that Eritrean forces are supporting Afars. Mostly Afar militias, Afar forces, they tried to counter TDF's advance in Afar. TDF took control of 5 waradas, Abala, Magale, Rabati, Birhale, Kanapa. Afar government claimed that TDF had intention of reaching Ethiopia-Djibouti road. It wanted to cut off the road. And secondly, that TDF wanted to take control of Afar natural resources in Afdira Lake. And thirdly, that Tigray forces were trying to reach Eritrea through Afar. Several claims. We kept on saying that TDF did not want to reach the road, highway, Ethiopia-Djibouti road, or TDF did not want to reach Eritrea as well. Their purpose, their military objective was to teach Afar a lesson, because there was fighting on Afar-Tigray border, and aid supply to Tigray through Afar was disrupted. So TDF wanted to ensure that supplies to Tigray are not disrupted in future. They entered Afar, Tigray fighters, and will have to acknowledge the humanitarian crisis in Afar, which happened due to this offensive. Tens of thousands, rather around 500,000 Afar government says, were displaced because of this military offensive. And we know that in Afar, road infrastructure is not very good. So aid agencies could not reach some of these people. There have been massive displacements in Afar region. Then the truce was announced around 3 weeks ago, and there was an understanding reached between Ethiopian government and Tigray government that with the start of delivery of aid to Tigray, gradually Tigray forces will withdraw from Afar. I reported that. Again, some viewers said, Sajid, you are lying. There is no understanding. You see, there was an understanding. So TDF withdrew gradually from it withdrew from Rabati, then Magale, then Birhale, Kannaba, and lastly Abala. Now TDF is out of Abala as well. Getachew has confirmed, talking to Reuters. Question is, has Tigray achieved its military objectives? We'll have to wait to see the outcome of this operation. Will Afar fighters now attack Tigray? We'll see in coming days. And secondly, will the aid be allowed to move through Afar freely? Will there be no attacks on aid convoys, which happened in the past? So we'll have to wait and see. Has Afar region decided to be neutral in this conflict, or will it be a party? That remains to be seen. The purpose of the offensive was to teach Afar a lesson that if you hit us, if you block aid to us, then we can hit your areas as well. Your people can be displaced too. So Tigray tried to convey a message in a hard way. Has Afar learnt this lesson? We'll have to wait and see. Secondly, what will happen next? Will TDF now withdraw from Wagh Himra, North Gondar? I don't think so. TDF will not withdraw. As long as there is presence of Amhara forces, ENDF in Humera, Volkai, Sagade, Western Tigray, TDF will not withdraw from Wagh Himra and North Gondar. TDF will now try to find a solution to Western Tigray, politically or militarily. We could see a start of military offensive on Western Tigray if there is no political solution. Now, next question would be, viewers, if TDF decides to launch a military offensive on Humera, Volkai, Sagade, what will Afars do? Will they remain neutral? Or will they once again block these aid convoys which are passing through Afar towards Tigray? And will they once again start cross-border attacks into Tigray from Afar? That remains to be seen. So far, we can say that we'll have to wait to see the outcome of this military offensive on Afar. Has Afar decided to become neutral? That will have to wait to see. Now, secondly, Oromo Liberation Army has spoken through its spokesperson. OLA has made 3 claims. Almost 3 weeks ago, more than 2 weeks ago, military campaign against OLA was launched by government forces, federal and regional forces. OLA says that, first claim is that Abiy's government has now only one weapon left, and that is its air force, which is not competent, firstly. Secondly, it says that ground operations have failed. No success was achieved by these ground operations. And thirdly, OLA spokesperson says that the government is now relying merely on propaganda. Propaganda against OLA, propaganda in support of the government forces. Now, can we say that ground operation has totally failed, that government is only left with just one weapon, and that is air force, drones, bombers, fighter jets? It's too early. I think OLA is going too fast It's too early. But the first phase of this operation, which was meant to be quick and contained, uh, has not been completed successfully, we can say. Oromian government was hoping that through the support of regional forces, federal forces, they'll lay siege to OLA strongholds, and OLA's main commanders will be arrested. OLA will once again be pushed back into the forest areas, and towns will be clean. But that has not happened so far. Fighting in North Shore, in West Shore, in Northwest Shore, in Valaga, in southern part of Oromia. So across Oromia region, in different parts of Oromia, we are receiving reports of ongoing fighting, ongoing clashes, internet blackout, communication blackout in parts of Valaga, in some parts of southern Oromia as well. So it means that so far government forces have not made considerable progress, but it's too early to say that operation is over, that now OLA has gained significant advantage. No, we'll have to wait and see. They have their air force, they have their ground forces as well. The nature of this military campaign is that it will take some time. You cannot contain OLA like you contained TDF. OLA is fighting on its home ground, home soil. Drones are ineffective here, not very effective. And we know that the major difference between Tigray Defense Force and Ethiopian National Defense Force, supported by regional forces, federal forces, was drones. Had there been no Turkish and Emirati drones, TDF might have been close to Addis Ababa. It might have reached Addis Ababa. Drones, that's my analysis. People might not agree with me, but that is what I understood, that combat drones, TB2s, Winglongs, were the major defense. The drones crippled Tigray Defense Force. TDF had no option but to withdraw after suffering losses from Amhara Afar. Now, this leverage Ethiopian National Defense Force does not have now. They have drones, but their use is limited in Oromia. So that is why it might take longer than expected to contain OLA if it happened. We don't know that government will succeed in containing Oromo Liberation Army. OLA is in high spirits. OLA leaders, their commanders say that they are successfully repelling this ongoing military campaign. Let's see. We'll keep you updated. Thank you very much.